Hello, comrades. Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Obit Potato. As you may have guessed, this is the final Workers and Resources Soviet Republic video in this series. It's not over forever. The good times never really stop over at youtube.com/Potato. That's right. But we are going to be taking a little bit of a break upon the conclusion of this episode and upon the conclusion of the construction of this palace. A couple of things to note straight off the bat. If you are interested in getting the save file to this game, then I will link that down in the description. So by all means, download the Potatograd world and play it at your own peril. You know, there are occasional fires, but don't let that deter you. Secondly, I would strongly encourage you to stick around till the very end of the video, where we're going to have a beautiful Soviet cinematic showcase of this wonderful palace here, which is still lagging me out to no end. Anyway, speaking of the palace, let's have a little update, as we usually do at the start of the episode. We got 550 people working in the palace. We are on to the, I think this is the, I want to say it's the penultimate phase that we're on right now, but I'm not actually convinced that it is the penultimate phase, because we've got 2,000 workdays left on this installing prefab panel phase at this moment in time, and then we've got a further phase, or maybe two phases actually. But the thing is that mostly, I think we should be totally fine, because there's nothing that we really have, missing. Everything is ready to rock and roll. Cool. Very, very cool indeed. So I'm going to stop looking at that palace so that my frame rate can recover somewhat, which is kind of what I'm after. We're still picking up a whole bunch of people from Constructingrad and busing them across to the bus stop. That is cool. Very, very happy with that. Everything seems to be flowing reasonably smoothly. If I had to comment on one thing, or one aspect that I was particularly happy with, it would be the reworked chemical area. Chemgrad is looking real good. Only have about 200 workers in the chemical plant at this moment in time. However, no doubt that will be improved very, very shortly indeed. Anyway, yeah, this area is working really well. A little bit disappointing in terms of oil production, to be brutally honest. However, I guess that's just one of these things, right? It's just one of these things that we have to get used to. Also, are we completely out of workers at the Chemgrad train platform? I think we are. I don't think we're transporting any workers to the chemical area because, well, I presume most people are working directly at the greenhouses, which is in and of itself, it's fine. It's definitely okay. However, I would kind of like to do a little bit better than that. Let's pop back across to Potatograd, not looking at the big monstrous structure on the left of the screen, which slows down everything. There we go. Zoom in, and I will take these two flats worth of people, and I'll just stick them into this big old building over here. Excellent. So, yes, good. Let's do this. What is the aim of today's episode? I mean, this is a little bit of a funny episode, to be honest, for me. It's kind of like a Christmas episode. It's kind of like a Christmas special. You know, this is definitely canon, but it's also like a little bit zany and a little bit sort of out there. It's a little bit sort of out there because, I mean, it's the last episode. It's the last episode of the season. Everything is looking good. I mean, I don't think that we've got a single issue anywhere. There's been no nuclear fires, which is fantastic. That's great. There were a bunch of suggestions in the comments for me to put signals over here, right? So there was a couple of suggestions basically to add additional signals into this setup over here. Now, I didn't do this before because the way that the game calculates train journeys is by checking to see if there is a free signal here. So what we could effectively have happen is we could have a train drive up and park on this leftmost lane, even though the only tunnel that is currently free is the second from the right. So that will, potentially lead to, yeah, see, look, it's going to happen right now. So this train is going to wait in line right here whilst there are another 2 lanes open, which is kind of why I didn't do this before. It's not really great. It's not really a fantastic situation. I mean, we can ditch all of these signals here. Actually, no, we can't do that. What am I talking about? That's total nonsense, Potato. Just don't fiddle around with it too much, you know? I got to a position where I'm reasonably happy with the rail situation, and I don't want to destroy that goodwill just at the end of the episode. I tell you what I need to do. I need to ditch that and then replace it just to make sure that it registers properly as a chain signal. You will be able to find your way. Excellent. That's grand. Happy days. Good stuff there. But to be honest, I think everything should work. A little bit of confusion from everybody coming out, but that's kind of okay. I'm fine with that. I mean, everything is running smoothly. Kolgradsky's running okay. I maybe could get a couple of additional fields in this area. However, we're already kind of fielded out, I think. We've got a lot of fields, and the fields are, you know, they're productive. They're productive, and they're, you know, turning crops into food. The food factories anyway are turning crops into food. However, thing is that we need a lot of food. We need a lot of food, and I don't even think that we're supplying a fraction of the food, to be honest. I mean, if we have a little look at the domestic consumption. So we need to look at Citizens Facility. Citizens Facility last month. Last month's fairly average as far as I'm aware. So 646,000 rubles worth of food consumed. 686 units. Right? Now, what was my production? My production of food was 248 units. So if that doesn't show how unbelievably food short I am, I don't think anything really will. So what I basically need to do is triple my food production in order to even have a chance of drawing level. So that's quite extreme, actually. That's quite a lot. I presume that I'm managing alcohol. I mean, production of alcohol was basically non-existent because we don't really need that much alcohol, I believe. Let's have a little look. I mean, yeah, look, a negligible amount of alcohol, to be honest. Consumption of resources, power, I suspect that we are, yeah, we're 100% meeting that power demand, so that's kind of cool. I mean, look, the food ambition, it was always an optimistic one. It was always an optimistic one. I know, you know, maybe there's a case to say that we have not completed the game until we've managed to get 100% pure import, etc. Well, no, let me rephrase that. Not importing any resources, instead locally producing all of the resources. And to that I say, maybe, but that was never really the ambition of this series. The ambition of this series was to, well, originally it was to, you know, chat about all of the brand new features that were made available in content update number 3, and then it transitioned to a series where we highlighted the nuclear industry. And it really took off from there, frankly, and it was a really great excuse to chat about the brand new nuclear tech. And to be honest, we managed that, and it all works spectacularly well. I mean, we've not really had any issues with our reactors. We've had a pretty continual flow of power coming out of both of them. I mean, this twin nuclear reactor, it just produces so much power. It produces so much power, it's almost an unnecessary amount of power that it can produce. The single reactor probably is much more appropriate for everyday use. I say everyday use. It's a nuclear reactor, but you get the picture here, folks. Yeah, so the twin nuclear reactor is just crazy, and it's brilliant. All of this nuclear campus stuff, it's made me so much money. It's made me so much money. It's made me filthy rich. It's really brilliant. Right, how are we doing over here? We have just switched to the brand new phase, and I suspect that a lot of trucks are mobilizing at the moment. That is somewhat true. We're picking up a whole bunch of trucks from the prefab panel factories. Actually, just checking up on the cold storage area. How are we doing over here? Cold storage area is actually completely fine. Wood is almost depleted, but we won't need that much more. Bricks as well are, well, bricks are being stored in the largest quantity possible, because according to the information available in the distribution office, you're able to increase, storage percent up to 90. So, 90% of all of these yards are filled with bricks, which is kind of nice. A slight issue over here in Shipski, or Dockski, should I say. A slight concern. Slight concern is that we ain't got no steel. I realize the use of the double negative there. I do realize that. However, it's got to be said that it's a big concern. Big concern to me. Right, can I instead... Can I get you to drop off steel over here in the first instance? Unload 100%. Yes, and then you can maybe head back over here and unload the rest of the stuff. I think that might work, actually. We need to get a little bit of crossover here, but that's fine. So, yeah. See if we can loop this around into there. Excellent. Yep, perfect. And that can go in that direction. Let's dispatch this train over to Dockski right now with 156 tons of steel. Because, we're still making boats. We're still making boats, believe it or not. And they're still pretty important to our whole process. We're waiting on 13 tons of chemicals being delivered. That's somewhat of an issue. Why are we not able to offload chemicals? Are we... Wow. Legitimately, we're making far too many chemicals. I did not think that this situation could ever occur, frankly. But it has occurred, and that's kind of okay. That is kind of okay. This is the truck that is currently concerned, or the distribution office that is currently concerned with selling, I believe. Yeah. So, let's add a brand new stop. Let's add load here. So we're going to load chemicals, plastics, electronic components, electronics, mechanical components, flipping everything. And we'll load if storage percent is above 70, right? And so that should basically allow us to remove all of the excess resources that we have here. I know it's a little bit sloppy, but, can you really blame me? It is the last episode. We are at a point where everything is running so smoothly that there's kind of nothing left to optimize. I mean, sure, there's stuff left to optimize. We could still build a massive conveyor belt along the route of this railway, but that's not what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. We ain't about that conveyor life. We're all about that train life. Goodness gracious me, you can see the frame rate just chugging, can't you? Wowzers! Look at the speed. Look at the speed at which we're building this palace. The thing is that we've got so many hundreds of workers that are constantly just working, on the site, that it just builds it so darn fast. I mean, 3,000 work days, that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. Given that we've got all of these tower cranes, which also increase the speed of construction, and the sheer number of workers, it's incredible. It's really, really very, very good. Okay, so there are a couple of things which remain outstanding, which kind of bug me just a little bit. One of the things is the fact that we have so many of these kestrels. That's right, we've got so many kestrels. We've actually got 3 kestrels, and we've got a 4th one that is about to come off the line. And I think we should deploy them. I think we should deploy these trains onto the line. And we'll see if we can try and make that happen. Right, what do I care about speeding up? Do I care about speeding up anything in particular? I mean, not really. We do have a kestrel already somewhere on some line somewhere, but I, for the life of me, cannot remember where it actually is. It might be on the food line. It may well be on the food line. We definitely have 1 kestrel train. Yeah, maybe the food line. No, I have absolutely zero idea. Okay, well, let's find it, shall we? Trains, it's a diesel locomotive. 3,000 meters. Right, I'm looking for the kestrel, please. Because I would like to replicate that if we can. Ah, the Kestrel coming in there. Okay, that's... Where the heck did the Kestrel go? Is it over here? Ah, it's here. It's exactly here. Excellent. So, we currently have the Kestrel doing coal deliveries. Is that something that I would like to maintain? I guess I would. So, you are going to do... You're going to do a drop-off right here. Right, so this train is going to drop off as much coal as possible. And then I'm actually going to get you to go to the depot right over here. And not you, though. Okay, so you're actually not going to do the drop-off. You're just going to turn around. That's fine. There we go. Any other trains that are coming in with coal? And you're going to manage to go there as well, I hope. Actually, don't go there. Go to your unload point and then come back, because otherwise there's going to be issues. Okay, so we need basically 3 trains. 3 trains that deliver coal in order to increase the speed of them. In an ideal world, I would be able to replace all of the trains that are currently delivering on this line. You know, there's not really much point in having only some trains that deliver at high speed and other trains that don't deliver at high speed. Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There we go. We're about to finish up another Kestrel. You need to get moved over there. And yeah, well, I tell you what, you know, this railway production line, for the most part, has been a tremendous success for something that I built reasonably rapidly, actually, and didn't really put much thought into. It's worked quite nicely, I'd say. It's worked very, very nicely. Okay. Turn you around as well. There we go. Let's move all of this stuff out of here. Forklift garage at Chemgrad. That's totally fine. Okay. Move these trains out of here as quickly as we can, and then we will get them all moved into this depot right here. This is gonna be a bit of a pain, but needs must, I suppose. This is the fullest that I've ever seen a railway depot, by the way. I know that's not much to brag about, but copy the schedule. Vehicle must be the same type. Excuse me? Excuse me? It's very much the same type of vehicle, video game. I don't dig that at all, to be honest, but that's fine, I guess. Okay, load 100% of refined coal, load coal, wait until loaded, excellent. Then come all the way back over here and unload coal, wait until unloaded. Sure. Go for it. And you can be sold, excellent. Right. Is this a coal train? That's not a coal train, it's an iron train. To be honest, I guess I'm okay with, like, upgrading iron trains too, right? The more I think about it, the more I'm 100% okay with that. I've got so many Kestrels that I should probably just get them upgraded. So let's do that. Let's absolutely do it. And we will just try our very best to make sure that everything is high-speedified. Okay. Might end up causing a little bit of a resource shortage at the steel mill, but that's fine. You know, that's fine. We can just about endure that for a second. Okay. I tell you what, I do love this train depot here. It's looking pretty darn good. It's looking very, very darn nice. I would love to be able to just switch all of these trucks over at the same time, but alas, I cannot do that. So I'll move them manually. Vehicle must be the same type. Hate to say video game, but that's really irritating. Also, where are you going? You just blew right past. Alright, but you're coming in here. Fine. Well, let's get this set up to go from here. There we go. Wait until loaded. Load 100% of iron. Excellent. Right the way over to here. Unload 100% of anything. Wait until unloaded. Don't necessarily wait until unloaded, but you can dispatch after that. Cool. And go to the depot over here. Yeah, we cannot store or export steel. Really? What the heck? We should probably see if we can try and revert to... We should probably see if we can try and revert to the old train. So the old train is here, right? Well, actually, this is the old train, isn't it? Dispatch you. But before I do that, let's get this train to go to the depot. There we go. Get you turned around, and you can head back to the depot. Okay, so we're kind of moving out of... We're moving out of steel movement mode. We're very much back to regular production, and we're going to try and move resources around from place to place to place. Okay, go to Docksky, open storage. Excellent. What the heck? What's the issue here? Okay, you know what? Don't even worry about Docksky. Just go back to there. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. We've got a brand new truck which is gonna, or a brand new train which is gonna do the whole steel maneuvering thing, so that's fine. I mean, we're still left with a massive surplus of steel, which is really, really good, because this is exactly what we needed to have in order to build the building. How are we doing, speaking of the building? I think we've just advanced to another phase. Or maybe we haven't. I don't actually know. But either way, electronic components are no concern to me whatsoever at this moment in time. We clearly have managed to acquire enough production in order to make it all work. There's a fire at the greenhouse in Kemgrad. Now, there's probably going to be a fire truck somewhere near. There's definitely a fire station in this place, wherever this place is. There's a fire station, but are there fire trucks? Yes, there are fire trucks. Well, that's a surprise. That's a big surprise. Okay, head back to the palace. Goodness gracious me, this is the scaffolding here. In fact, we were actually phased inside the building for a second there. That was quite exciting. Okay. Anything else vehicle related that I need to attend to? Are a few bits and bobs. I need one final train. Okay. Why? You just don't want to... You don't want to do it, do you? Sell vehicle. Yeah, okay, fine. But that doesn't really solve our problem. My problem of trying to move all of the carriages from this train onto the other train. It's fine. Okay with that. Alright, now we need to go again and manually just set it up to work. The good news is that I think I've used all concrete railway for all of this track, so we should be able to see all of the trains on this route get up to a pretty zippy speed, to be honest. Apart from the fact that I'm constantly having to tell the train where to go as a brand new route. All right, sell that. Excellent. How much am I going to end the playthrough with in terms of money? Already at 16 million rubles. I tell you what I'm going to do just before we finish the playthrough. I'm going to see. Let's do this. Wait until loaded. Excellent. Load coal. And here. Wait until unloaded. Sure, whatever. I'm going to see. Yes, if I can set up a transport route to remove nuclear fuel from these fabrication facilities. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit janky. I'm just gonna set it up manually, but I kind of figure that I should sell all of this nuclear material that we've just got lying around. Right? I mean, what the heck? Why not? What the heck? Why not? Give me a couple of KMZ dumpers. To be honest, I want 4. I want 4 dumpers. 4 dumpers would be excellent here. So at the moment, the routes that we've got from these 3... Oh, I need 6 actually. Okay. We've basically got 3 processing facilities which are exclusively reserved for production of nuclear material that goes straight into the reactors. Now I'm going to change that up a little bit, and we're going to export, well, everything that isn't nailed down, to be honest. Sounds perhaps a little bit inefficient, but there we go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it all sold. Right. Load 79%. I think it was 69% actually that I had it on. Wait until loaded. Sure. And copy and paste there. Go and go. Okay, so that's that. The next phase is from this one here. Right, 69%. I was trying to use bigger Maz trucks, but I don't actually have any big Maz trucks. Wait until loaded, sure. Head back to the depot, copy and paste. Excellent. And the final one, I think, is this one here. Again, scrolling past the frame rate Bermuda Triangle of our Republic. Excellent. And zoom in, copy and paste. Go and go. Okay, so we should see all of these tanks of nuclear fuel just picked up and sold, which is quite exciting, right? Pipe pumping station in the middle of nowhere. We should be totally fine. Great, just checking. Mini Constructo, man, you really have been abandoned, eh? You really have been abandoned. Should we finish out this bit of bridge? I feel like maybe we finish out this bit of bridge. I'm going to finish out this bit of bridge and this bit of bridge with rubles. It's going to cost me all of 500,000. I'm not planning to plumb in a railway over here. I just thought, you know, we'll get it finished just for the sake of completionism over the course of this episode. Fuel tank storage, that's all looking fine. Fuel trucks, that's looking great. Pretty darn happy with that. Yeah, I mean, we're about to see our cash increase pretty dramatically, actually. Because, I mean, now we're gonna free up some space, which is quite exciting. Is there any way that I can perhaps increase the speed of delivery of nuclear resources to the border? Just asking, because it would be kind of, you know, good to sell as many of them as we possibly can before the end of the episode. How are we doing over here? Wowzers, we're on the laying bricks phase. We are very flippin' close. We are very flippin' close. I think this is just the last phase that we've moved on to right now, which is pretty exciting. We're just building it so fast. I can't even keep track, to be honest. All right, sticking to normal speed so that we don't have consistent frame rate drops. Yeah, something else that I've thought about quite frequently is how worth it is it to export UF6 and also uranium oxide? Because I think we've got a surplus of uranium oxide, if I'm not mistaken. There's usually quite a lot of uranium oxide just hanging around, so we could probably do with exporting a little bit of that, if indeed it is surplus to requirement. But you know, that doesn't particularly matter. That doesn't particularly matter at this moment in time. Any other Kestrels built? No. I just need to do one final train from here into there. Let's get this sorted, and then that will be our last Kestrel deployed. And that's what, like 6 or 7 Kestrels on the... Okay, no. Sorry. I didn't mean to dispatch the Kestrel to be replaced by a Kestrel. That's a bit stupid. That's a bit stupid as stupid goes. It's very stupid, in fact. Alright, there's a building on fire. It's Constructingrad office... Constructingrad construction office number 5. That's fine. We can just about deal with that. Alright, so get this switched around. Get this train dispatched right over to the depot. And then we will load the Kestrel up. That's no problem whatsoever. Tell you what. You know, this is all very well and good, but we need to watch the palace get completed, don't we? We need to watch the palace get completed. Where are we? We're actually... Okay, so we're up to this sort of platform here. We've just got the big man on top. The big man on top to go. We've got less than 2,000 work days. We've got 64 tons of steel that need to be delivered. We're fine on steel. 100 tons of concrete. Again, we're fine on concrete as well, which is kind of fine. It's 10 tons of steel for the current phase, and then 64 tons for the future phase. Oh, did you see that right there? We just went up another little layer. We went up the pedestal. That was kind of nice. And so presumably now we are on to the very final phase. Actually, no. Tell a lie. 47 tons of steel is required for our current phase of construction, but it's 54 tons that is required for the entirety of the construction to be finished. Which is fair enough. And so that means we just have to wait. We literally just have to wait for the trucks to be dispatched from the construction offices and go and pick up the steel, etc. I think these trucks that are coming in right now, the cement mixers, the concrete mixers, they're coming to pick up the concrete for the delivery. I presume you, Mr. Maz. Yep, you're indeed doing steel delivery, which is great. And in fact, it's literally this truck which can carry the entirety of steel that is required. So, I mean, if we follow this truck, then that'll get us across the line, really. I feel kind of sad, to be honest. I feel kind of sad. Like, I don't want this palace to ever be built, because I know that if the palace is never built, then the series is gonna continue. You know, but the reality of the situation is that all good things must come to an end. Albeit temporarily. As I've already said, you know, this is a temporary event. We're not going to have the series disappear forever. It's definitely going to make a return, most probably when there's a brand new content update, because that's, you know, in my opinion, the best time to start a series, explore all of the different features and different things that have been updated with regards to the game. So that's probably when a new series is going to be making an epic return. However, you know, whilst we're watching, well, this isn't the final truck that's going to be, you know, going to the palace, but it is one of the last. You know, whilst this is winding its way across the map to the palace, I mean, I think I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has watched. Special thanks to everyone who has commented. It's fantastic to receive so many comments on the videos, and I've really enjoyed all of our Soviet banter that we've had, all of our code words, all of our distaste for capitalist espionage. It's all been shared, and I think we've had a really, really great time together. And you know, I couldn't have done it without you guys. You've made some really crucial recommendations at key points. You know, with regards to, for example, the one-way road network. That was fixed entirely because a couple of comments. Wow, look, you can actually see the game go into slideshow mode as soon as it gets near. Let me just look the other way. If we pretend that the Soviet palace doesn't exist, then this thing is smooth as butter. But yeah, no, thank you to everyone who left a comment. Thank you also to the fantastic people who supported me over on Patreon as well, helping to make this series more consistent, more possible. I mean, couldn't have done it without you guys. It's great. I'm talking like it's the end of the episode. It's not the end of the episode. I'm just chatting because I've got the opportunity to chat right now. Oh, I think we're getting to slideshow territory, but that's completely fine. But yeah, no, this has been honestly the best series that I have run thus far on the channel. And I only hope that, you know, perhaps if you finished watching this video and you're interested in more of the stuff that I make, consider watching another series. Consider coming across to the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Robotofpotato, where I play a bunch of games like this, strategy games, etc. I'm not really talking myself up for any specific reason other than you know, it's kind of nice to chat and say thanks whilst we're all waiting for this truck to move. Okay, so that leaves us with just a little bit left on this current phase. And there is one final... Oh, goodness gracious me. There is one final phase of construction, and that is an 82 workday, 7.3 ton steel construction phase. Now, that is totally fine. Also, we're up to 21 million rubles. Who'da thunk it? Who'da thunk it, eh? But we're actually filthy rich. It's real nice, actually. Right. Go over there. I maybe shouldn't have put wait until unloaded on. Yeah, maybe that was a bit of a bad idea, but that's fine. Anyway, who's the truck that's doing the pickup over here? I want to find the steel truck and follow it across again, because that was tremendous fun. Is this the one? This is indeed the one. This is the guy. Also, I gotta be honest, I really liked adding mods into the game. I didn't think that I would enjoy adding mods as much as I actually did. It was a bit of an unknown for me. Excuse me, whilst I just get the Palace of the Soviet up and running. It was a bit of an unknown for me, but you know, I made those two videos talking about some of the best mods for this game, and you know, I definitely plan on doing more of that stuff in the future. Goodness gracious me, I can't even watch myself think. And you know, plan on doing more of that in the future. Definitely loved adding mods. Definitely made a huge difference to the game. I mean, look at this place that we've created together here, folks. Look at this place that we have created. This is an absolutely wonderful little town, an absolutely wonderful little city. In fact, I think it should probably be referred to as. Okay, let's get the truck to the steel mill, and then let's get the steel picked up, and then let's head back. Cool. Yeah, so these Maz trucks have made a truly huge difference to the playthrough. I only wish that I had installed them earlier. That's what you KMZ. What are you trying to overtake a Maz? Heresy, I say. Yeah, I only wish I installed mods earlier. You know, the conveyor belting, that's made a huge difference as well. The modified conveyors, it's been really useful. Of course, in addition to the fact that conveyor belts now auto draw, you know, before you place them, that's really powerful. Does, you know, suck frames into the ether, but c'est la vie, as they say. Yeah, mods have just made a transformative impact to this game. They really have, and I mean, it's worked tremendously well, and I'm super happy with them. And I'd like to thank again everyone who's helped make mod recommendations. I hope you too have enjoyed seeing the addition of mods. See, the thing is that I feel like they don't make the game easier, really. With the exception of like chemical plants, I don't think there's any structure which, you know, makes the game easier in an unfair way, I should clarify. But it makes it easier in a way that feels fair, and that's what I very much like. Right, what are we on? We're on 25 million rubles. Shockingly, only $1 million. Only $1 million. Now, I did talk about buying a blueprint for something. Oh, I tell you what, before we do this, I need to make sure that all of my loans are paid off. I cannot end the series. I can't end the series with an outstanding number of loans. So what is that? That's all of my loans paid off, and that still leaves me with $23 million. 23 million rubles even. That's kind of insane. Oh man. Oh man. This is it. This is the culmination. This is the culmination of over 65 episodes, folks. This is it. We're about to build the most expensive, the most insane structure that I have ever come across, and we're gonna do it with this simple load of steel. Literally 7.3 tons of steel arriving. Look at the speed at which we burn through it. Oh wow, okay, you just teleported back to the base, which was a bit of a bummer, but that's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the palace. That is a very low quality statue. Wow. But holy cow, look at this. The frame rate has recovered. Oh my goodness, it feels so good to be able to move around this area with relative ease. Look at the size of this. Look at the detail. Look at the detail. Look at the intricacies. Look at the colors on the crest. Man, this is wonderful. What a structure. What a structure. I love it. 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 Goodness gracious me. Wow. Holy cow. Well, you know what? ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is the Palace of Soviet that has been completed. I mean, we need to link it up to power, but I mean, to be honest, given that it doesn't actually serve any purpose, the need to link it up to power is, I guess, kind of mitigated. There's literally nothing that we can really do with this building, as far as I'm aware. If there is, maybe I'm just missing out. So we've got some accountants and people working in the office. It shows us import of resources, export of resources, consumption of resources in order to build the building, I believe. But it doesn't do anything. I originally thought it was a residential block. It's absolutely not a residential block. We also cannot link up footpaths. Footpaths still unlinkable. Totally pointless. So, have we just created a big structure just because we can? Pretty much. But for the glory of the Republic, we have built such a magnificent structure that you know, the Western world can only look on in envy at the success and the riches that I have demonstrated by building this magnificent monument to the big man on top. Wowzers. Ladies and gents, stay tuned for the finale, the cinematic tour of the entirety of the map, and also the cinematic experience that will cover in detail the Palace of Soviet. But that's it from me. That's it from this series. This series is finished. As I've already said, check out the link in the description if you're interested in getting the map. Play at your own peril. It's entirely up to you. Check out the list of mods that I've got installed. Also, link in the description. This has been an epic series, folks. It's been an epic series. I've had an absolute whale of a time. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. We've created something magical. We've created something epic. And, you know, this has represented a not insignificant portion of my life. This series, you know, an hour long episodes, 65 hours, or, you know, probably even more. Over 70 hours. Over 70 hours plowed into this game. And you know what? It was worth every second because it's a brilliant game. And I've thoroughly enjoyed playing it for you today. Wowzers. Thank you very much, and enjoy the cinematic tour of our glorious Republic.